I wouldn't believe this if I didn't see it with my own two eyes. You heard about that $400 stimulus check for New York? Let me give you the details on it. They said that if you make under 150K as a single person, then you very well likely are gonna get somewhere between $150 to $200 per person. So if you're married filing jointly and you make that certain revenue and that certain income, then you could get the $400 collectively. So even a $400 stimulus check is already a lie. But I wanted to say this. The government is basically saying that there is so much money inflated into the system that they're gonna solve it by inflating more money into the system. Family, is bass backwards, if you know what I mean. I say all of that to say you got to learn on your own. All of the money, as always, hate to say it, but it is what it is. It's going to flow from the consumers to the investors. I want you to decide who you're going to be. This episode is not financial advice. I just hope you watch Government's Baby because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I want you to talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area before you take on any investing. And I want to give the most major shout out to you. Why is that? As you can see, many of you yesterday noticed when you tried to sign up for the masterclass with me, CHRIS SAIN and Larry Jones, that the website was down. We actually had so many people sign up so quickly that it crashed the website. And when we got it back up, take a look at this. When you go to the leaderboards on WHOP.com, you'll see that the Pathway to Freedom Masterclass is #1 in the last 24 hours. We literally jumped up 1,700 spaces. Family, the classes is filling up like crazy. I want to give the most major salute to the GOATs. I'm talking about Larry Jones and CHRIS SAIN. We about to knock this one out the park. I'm telling you right now, the link is in the top of the description, so you do not want to miss out on your chance, family. This is going to be one to see. And I'm going to be talking about things that helped me to be successful. For example, I'm going to tell you about how I was able to make so much money on the stock market. Take a look at this. Here's one of my positions that I have previously shown you, and I want to show you how it's updated. Tesla, I'm up $268,000 in this position. This is enough to pay off my first home. Why is that important? Because when you look at the numbers, the stock market is bringing us all of this money back. We have seen people complaining about Teslas. We've seen people destroying Teslas, but what are they doing now? They buying the Tesla stock. All of those stimulus money and everything that you see, it's not just going to flow into Tesla. It's very likely going to flow from people who do not have financial literacy's pocket right into those who do have it. This is how the world works. This is why you hear the rich are getting richer. The rich are buying assets, and then the people who are not rich, the have-nots, they often don't have the education and the information, and then they end up giving their money right back to the haves. So I want to put the first one on your list, and it's Tesla. I showed you that I was up 268,000. I never say that to brag. I show you what can be done when you understand what you're doing. Most of these gains actually happened in the last few months, not even over years. So when you look at the last month on Tesla being a $440 stock, it's up 29%. Family, if you making money in any stock right now, I want you to inspire somebody today and tell them what it is, or even if it's crypto, in the comments right now. Everybody go and check so you can see how everybody is getting all of this money from things that they're invested in. If I'm looking to pick up more Tesla, if I was trying to get in at this very moment, I'm looking for where the institutions are buying it. You want it to hold that $400 level. 407 to 405 is the main level, and this is why you want to see if it's going to hold. Tesla stock rises as Wedbush hiked the price target to $600, but not just for no reason. They did it for AI growth. People are looking at Tesla like it's a car company. Some people know it's a technology company, but some people know a little bit deeper, and they can see the artificial intelligence company right behind the car company, right behind the autonomous driving company. You can see the AI back there, and that's been fueling it. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, he said that people are overlooking the scale of this transformation, and he highlighted that there's a push towards autonomy and robotics. And what is Tesla doing? They're trying to get all of the cars to be more self-driving. They're trying to get the robo-taxi network out so you can get in a taxi that has no driver. And they're trying to get those humanoid robots out to you so that you can have an assistant that has an AI brain, but is also a robot. And I know that might scare a lot of people, but it is what it is. We know that the future leads towards what? And you know this to be true. People having to do less. If you didn't have to do the dishes because you had a robot doing it, if you didn't have to clock into your job because you got a robot doing it, you would do it. The same way that if you needed to write an essay right now, would you go and write out that essay? Or do you think most people would use ChatGPT or a similar artificial intelligence to help them write it out quick. This is the world we living in, where if you can imagine that it's a way to do it the lazy way, most people are going to choose it. And then these companies are going to maximize their profits from that. And Dan Ives from Wedbush is saying that this AI push could bring Tesla an opportunity worth at least $1 trillion. Family, Tesla's already a $1 trillion company. This could add a whole nother trillion on top of it, making them $800 stocks if they hit this point that Dan Ives is talking about. Now, I say that to say this: don't just be a crash test dummy and just run right into Tesla like you don't know what you're doing. It's super important that you know what you're looking at here. I encourage you not to trade in the dark and not to trade by yourself. Surround yourself with groups and be a part of communities that are looking at the stock market regularly. It's important because when you talk to people at work, when you talk to people who are just living in your house, your friends, your neighbors, they don't do this day in and day out. So you want to make sure that you got a circle of people who are like-minded and are growth-minded. And here's another good thing that I'm seeing with Tesla. The numbers for the EV sales, and you're gonna think to yourself, this don't sound good, Keenan. The numbers for the EV sales are down. The revenue is down. The company is taking a hit and they're getting bad publicity for it. So for them to beat expectations, it's gonna be significantly easier because the expectations are on the floor. I wanna bring another one to your attention. This is Wolfspeed, ticker symbol WOLF, and they filed for bankruptcy. I had posted this one to you on about July 8th, and I wanted to put it on your radar just so you could see what was happening to a company when it was filing bankruptcy. It was $2.65. Now, so many different things happen, and when you search that up, you see that it's $28, up 1,300% in a week or so. This is very likely some bookkeeping and math stuff done in the background that's making these numbers happen like this, but a lot of people are now tuning in. That's why I'm showing you. And I say that to say Wolfspeed, being a semiconductor company, is one that is getting a lot of interest. So they filed for bankruptcy. Everything wasn't working out so well, and it's drawing in a lot of attention. So since it's drawing in all this attention, it's worth putting on your watch list. That's what I want to encourage you to do. Watch and see how this one plays out. And then I want to give you one that I think is a great value at this current point, and it's Meta, ticker symbol META. Meta is $734. Keenan, what if it come down to $400? I would buy it there too. What if it came down to $300? I would buy it there too, as long as the fundamentals of the company stayed the same. That's how I'm doing it with Meta. Meta is one of the best advertising companies in the entire world that connects businesses to their customers. If you wanted to see how something looked, you would go check out a company's Instagram. Oh, is that restaurant any good? Do they have an Instagram? They might. They might have a Facebook group. People are on Facebook like you wouldn't believe to this day. People are on Instagram like you wouldn't believe to this day. People are on WhatsApp like you wouldn't believe worldwide to this day. So then Meta is bringing in a whole lot of money because businesses want access to their customer base, and all of their customers are on Meta's websites. On top of that, Meta has been beating their earnings expectations multiple times over. In Q2 2025, they beat it by 21%. Q1 2025, they beat it by another 21%. Q4 2024, 18%. They just been knocking their earnings out of the park. They get high expectations and they keep superseding them. Now, Meta is getting price targets of over $1,086 for just a single share. This is like getting into a $70 stock that go up to $108. Personally, I can see Meta easily going into the $800 level. There's never going to be a guarantee on the market. Understand that. But like I said in the last video, you got to risk it to get the biscuit. But the risk is not you gambling on a company that's not good. What you're doing is you're investing into a company that is a great company. And that's why I put money into Meta. That's why I put money into Tesla. And I put money into the next one, which is Nvidia. Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. I see this as a $215 stock at a minimum. Long term, it probably could go even further than that to like 300. When is it going to do this? It's going to do this over time. So you need a lot of time. And like I said, there's never going to be a guarantee. YouTube, don't take the video down. But this is $186 and they just hitting new all-time highs. But they're not just pumping up because of hype. They're pumping up because Wall Street keeps buying in, because Nvidia keeps making more money. And I had said this: think about when you use ChatGPT, think about when you use Grok, think about when you use Gemini or any kind of artificial intelligence. You ever realize that it take a second or even more than that for it to think? Like, it's not just like boom, it's ready. That means that they need more Nvidia chips so that these things can think quicker. They need more of them and they need better ones. So since AI isn't instantaneous and great and perfect, then they're going to need more from Nvidia. So the demand is going to keep getting better because we all want it to be faster. We all want it to be immediate, and we don't have it yet. So this means that Nvidia is still going to have the ability to sell Meta, to sell XAI to sell Google and everybody else, Microsoft, they're gonna have the ability to sell them computer chips hand over fist. And these companies, they know what you want, so then they're gonna go out and buy it, and they're gonna hurry up and buy it. So then you're looking at the price targets of Nvidia, you're seeing your 250s, you're seeing your 215s, and you're seeing some of the haters saying it's going to 100, but I don't know how they even got a job on Wall Street saying something like that for this long. And then last but not least, I wanna put on your radar AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, which has been hovering at the 160s for a good week now. And honestly, it's been slightly under that, maybe in the 150s to 160s for over a month, meaning that we holding strong and consolidating. And if the market stays in a bull market, artificial intelligence keeps booming, then this one is looking like it's a spring and ready and loaded. Family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's get ready and knock out that masterclass, family. This one is going to be a heater, and you do not want to miss it. The link is in the top of the description. I encourage you to be there, and I encourage you to ask your friends and your family and your coworkers to sign up too, so that everybody can get a piece of the knowledge. I see you on the next one. Text this to one person. Text the link to the masterclass to one person and tell them that you want them to be there, so y'all could have this together and you can start to build that circle out, and we'll be there to help. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I see you in the next one. Take care.